Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today I will try to make a very, relatively short analysis because I have a really busy day today. However, we have talked yesterday a little bit about war. I had a funny moment today when I was reading that the Pentagon is mentioning that they are expecting to have a world war in 2025. You are reading it and you think, what? Really? Are you that ready for a world war? I mean, what does that mean, world war? It's not just war. It's not just guns, arms, missiles, ships, tanks, whatever. Food, centralized. I mean, we are talking about a war economy. I mean, that's completely different. And that takes a lot of time and spendings. But it sounds like, when Hollywood is recording or making a movie and they are announcing amazing news, the new movie will be launched next year and will be available in your theater. It's like the same. Pentagon saying, amazing news. We can announce today we are preparing and doing everything to initiate a world war in 2025. What the hell? I mean, if you know that we have some streams that would like to provoke a world war, wouldn't it be even smarter to try to avoid and to prevent it? Maybe to bring some actors in a round table and to discuss? No, of course not. I mean, I'm not 100 years old, so I can't tell how it was just 100 years ago, but in my opinion, I really don't think it was like, in a few years, we will let the Japanese forces sink some of our ships in Pearl Harbor, and then we will go to war. Just a few years before they did. Or, we will fund Adolf Hitler. And of course, no one knows Adolf Hitler. That's a sick guy from Austria. We will, we will bring him to Germany. And we will initiate a world war with him in a few years. Okay. I mean, that wasn't the case. We know what was the trigger in World War I. We know what was the trigger in World War II. As I know from different books, of course, I didn't read everything, but a lot of books. I never have read that it was planned and it was, even part of the political agenda. But this time it looks just different. It looks like everything is well prepared. It's like, they are making the movie and announcing, hey, we will launch the movie next year and it will be available in your theater in 2025. Yes, we are in hands of really, really ill people, unfortunately, but that's the case. And we know Great Reset, build better back. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because everyone or every single campaign is mentioning and announcing what the others are also doing. Means we will create a new future, but first of all, we need to destroy everything, like it always worked, it seems. And now, again? At the same time, it's coincidence that our banks are doing bad and looks very weak. I mean, we know Credit Suisse, acquired by UBS, their cocoa bonds are now worthless. That's the big next issue. And of course, all their derivative positions and their books. It's painful. It's extremely painful. But hey, regulators, they don't see any problem, any issue. Only the banks between each other are a little bit nervous. I'm hearing that some banks are not trusting other big banks anymore when it comes to make some loan deals. Oh, that's really interesting. That's actually the first piece of domino stone. When it falls, it will trigger a long cascade. And we are not only talking about Europe, we are not only talking about Switzerland, we are also talking about banks like Deutsche Bank, for example, in Germany, that has assets in many different countries. And we are also talking about big banks in the US at the same time. It's incredible. But meanwhile, Pentagon and other officials, not only in the US, are mentioning, well, yeah, it looks like we will have a world war in 2025. That's really interesting. Because, you know, even old Rome, before Rome fall happened, was the same. I'm not a coin collector. I know some people who are collecting coins, very old coins from old Greek, from old Rome, and so on and so forth. And in particular, when it comes to old Rome, it's a really extremely interesting thing, because the coins in Rome were mainly based on gold. But the ratio of gold of the coins changed with the economic situation of Rome. It received less gold in their coins, indicating that the situation in Rome, their economic situation in Rome, was looking bad, weak and weaker and weaker, and so on and so forth. Same is happening right now as well. Or we don't have any gold at the moment. At least our coins are not backed by gold. Not yet. We will make it back again. Just like countries, Brazil, all these BRICS members, and including Russia, those who almost started with all that, and afterwards China. I have mentioned in the past that Trump was also a big fan to see a US dollar baked back by gold. At least Republicans in Florida initiated some request in their Senate. But of course, afterwards, Trump didn't win. And Joe Biden said, what? Oh, free money, printing paper, that's the best. I mean, it worked in the last 50 years. And many of my friends are even more wealthy than before. So it was a good idea. We can keep doing it, right? But a lot of things are changing. A lot of things are changing, as I also mentioned yesterday with Macron, where I said that they're taking some distance to the US ally. And it's really interesting that more and more voices are coming up now. For example, and that is a very interesting thing, when even the British foreign minister is saying, we should maybe isolate from China. We should be ready to send positive signals to China. from James to her something like that. I mean, I'm not British. I don't care about their policy, but it's the second voice coming from Europe. I'm not talking about the European Union, of course not, but about Europe in general. Why Britain is a big, 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 big ally of the US. Whoa, what is happening behind? That's a very interesting thing. So it seems that they are trying to avoid when the ship starts to sink, that the ship is going to absorb them as well. Maybe to try to avoid or to minimize any kind of collateral effects. It could be possible, but in such case, that's absolutely not good for the US. Not only not for the US, but also for countries and nations that they classified itself as US ally. New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and so on and so forth. But Britain, wow, that was surprising me a little bit. However, everything is in preparation. We know the problem between Serbia and Kosovo, former Yugoslavia, where we remember that China has sent missiles to Serbia just 1 year ago. No one is talking about that anymore. We also know, and that's also a very interesting story, because everything is coming together now, and we are as closer we are reaching a level or a timing where we will have an escalation, and we will have an escalation, and that explains a lot of things. That explains why institutionals like hedge funds are not making bigger trades with a forecast for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, instead using 0DT options. Day trading. That's the trend. Day trading. I open a position today, I close this position today, because I don't know what will happen over the night, tomorrow, in 1 week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks. No one knows that. I have mentioned so many times, we have so many military escalation points over the whole earth. Syria, for example, old story. We could say, well, that's old, no one should care about. Oh, then you are wrong. You are absolutely wrong. And pissing a lot, for example, Finland, because they have a nice trade with Israel, where they demanded David Sling. That's a anti-air system from Israel, and Finland, as new member of the NATO, said we would like to buy this system here. But Israel have its own interests. They said, yeah, it's okay, but we are not going to arm anyone that is or will be involved in the Ukraine war. Now we should say, why? I mean, Israel is also one of the biggest ally of USA. What's behind? Well, for Israel, the big problem is not in Ukraine. The big problem is very close to his borders. It's Syria. And if you want or not, Israel has its own interest, and they are even having military operations with the Russian military in Syria. What? Yes. And that's the reason why Israel said and mentioned so many times they are not going to support Ukraine with arms. I mean, I remember just a few weeks ago, then they mentioned they are going to send drones and so on and so forth, but it's mainly they don't want to send missiles, they don't want to send tanks, they don't want to send any big arm to Ukraine, because not only because they have a Russian community in Israel, a bigger one, but at the same time, Russia is very close to Israel. It's just next. And I didn't know that they are making some operations with the Russian military while the US army is also in Syria with the Turkish army as well. So it sounds like a very dangerous cocktail that we have in Syria. It's not the first time. We remember Hillary Clinton mentioning and saying that Syria will fall. I remember that was part of her pre-election I don't know how to say that in English, but before it was clear that she is not going to be candidate for the US presidency. But she said once that if she would be president, Syria would, of course, fall and bring democracy to Syria and freedom and everything what the US have. Well, at least on paper, sometimes. I'm a big fan of the US, I need to say. I mean, I'm a Western child. I was born in Germany, in Berlin, on the west side when it was divided. And, I was always seeing French soldiers, British soldiers, or US soldiers. And I had even friends working for the US Army in Berlin. And they always had open doors. You could go to Tempelhof, that was the main airport of the Air Force in Berlin, where you could just go there, spend your time there, buy your burgers there, just made by the soldiers directly. It was nice. It was, it was part of our daily life. It wasn't for us a big shock just to see a queue of US tanks driving on our streets, for example, or French, Canadians as well, for example, British. So for me, watching Western TV and having this context, we had such special connections. So I'm someone that I would say I like the spirit of the USA, the spirit of the founders of the USA, but I'm also someone that I would classify myself as someone that is a realistic person that analyzes the situation as it is, without any kind of wish thinking. And also the US changed a lot. It's also a little bit just remembering me a little bit like the old Rome. At least what I know from books. Of course, I didn't live there. But, however, everything what is happening, it's not a coincidence. Our system worked for a while. And since 60s, 70s, we changed a lot. Also, not only the monetary system, but, everything just has become more dynamic. You need to be quick. You have to make more profit with less spendings. That's optimal. But is that always possible? No one's asked that. No one's in the management. They just want to see results. And that's the big problem. the problem that you will have every few years a new CEO. You know, for the CEO, it's just a position. He knows if I'm good, I will maintain my current position for 5, 6, 7 years, maybe even 10 if I'm really good. And if I don't receive any better deal from other company. But usually even CEOs know 2 years, 3 years, then I'm out. I will get my money and that's it. Short-term thinking, don't allow long-term thinking. And that's also part of the problem. It's a combination of different, factors, wrong decisions by many different actors. And the management level, and also by politicians, and of course on the other side, central banks. And everything is well connected, and they know exactly the outcome, and that explains how it's possible to announce today. And I mean, we know that that's not new, that many are mentioning that in 2025 we will have a World War III. But the thing is, everything is showing you very sharply that it's part of a plan. And unfortunately, those who are very wealthy, I don't know where they are going to spend their time, but many others will be in the front. They will fight for what they think it's their freedom. And unfortunately, it is what it is. We will not change that. I have said you are not going to change your destiny buying bitcoins, because Bitcoin will not generate any freedom. You can generate freedom. Don't try to hide what you are not going to do, explaining that buying Bitcoin, it will happen. It will not happen. Bitcoin is a technology. And I have mentioned so many times, I like the spirit, or at least the technology of Bitcoin. Because it gives us an opportunity. But it will not cover our responsibility as citizen and human. Absolutely not. No technology will do that. Maybe once artificial intelligence. But even then, I hope it will not be the case. Only we can change our destiny. That's it. So let us go. 23 minutes, not even 30. So let us go and let us check what the market is going to do. Up only, because, Tether has printed once again, I think 180 millions or something 1 hour ago. So you know what will happen. Paulo was, of course, just tweeting a red circle, a green snake, and I think that was a question. So, oh no, a lol smiley. You can imagine that I think we will go up once again. And that's it. That was my part of analysis. So initial comment and analysis compact in 24 minutes. That's what many of you wished just before. And of course, that's just a joke. Now we will go over and talk about the market. So, it wasn't a joke. I mean, it's clear that Tether, everything depends on Tether. Tether decides if up or down. And the biggest demand coming is Bitfinex, part of their company. Is that not crazy and cool? Yes, it is cool. So, however, let us talk about the wealth ratio. Well, wealth ratio is, you can see here, The weights ratio 1-day time frame is declining once again, and so indicating they want to let the price go up once again. I would take a look. I would expect at least 32k first, 31, 32k, something like. We will see. However, but you see it went up. Now the weights ratio 30 days moving average is declining because the 1-day time frame went up to 71 and now it's at 45. At the moment we are here at 49, so I think it will decline even more. If we take a look to the weights ratio 1 hour time frame, we can see stablecoin reserves declining. We can see that bitcoins are coming, but not big at all, absolutely not big. And the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, once again 88% was the maximum. Now it's declining, also indicating I'm still waiting to receive such signals that would be a solid signal indicating we will go up sharply. I have said we are on a trend line at the moment, in a situation where I would expect a sharp price move to the upside or to the downside. So let us go forward. So here, for example, related to stablecoins, more outflow than inflow, but nothing big. If we take a look for today, for example, we can see we received here 1,100 bitcoins, another 1,000. Oh, that doesn't make sense. It's the same? No, it can't be the same. Okay, it seems that CryptoQuant had here a data gap. So 1,100 here, I guess, 800 here, and so on and so forth. Let us say today maybe 2,500, 3,000 bitcoins. That's it. Some cash outs, but also some stable coins coming in, and yeah. So basically that's it. Outflows almost nothing here, 920, because it's everything bots, everything. You need to check the market cap of Tether. It's always showing you what will happen next. So if it's declining, I mean, how that's only possible if bots are doing it. Otherwise, in that short term, it's almost not possible. So before they go down, they send tethers back to Tether. Of course, they are not burning it. They don't burn Tether. Almost they don't. They did just in the past, but at the moment, mainly they are not doing it. So they are storing them, and when they print more, 160, 180 millions, you can see that, and a few hours later, the price goes up like hell. That's what's happening at the moment. If that's only Tether who is doing it, or if some institutionals are behind and using them, nobody knows. And Tether will not explain that, because of course it's an unregulated market. So why we should be transparent, right? That's what Paolo said. Yeah, Paolo, you are absolutely right. As long as we don't have any laws, you can be a criminal. Who cares, right? Well, however, let us go forward. So, if we take a look here, daily, another 2,925 bitcoins net flow negative, indicating we received more on centralized exchanges than outflows. For this month and the last 19 days, it was 28,000, you can see, but however, it declined a lot here, also the bars. And if we check here, we can see that the BTC balance on centralized exchanges is lifting up more and more and more and more. It looks like a little bit what happened in September, between September and November, and then afterwards they started to dump a little bit, but we will see. We will see. It's just, maybe, I don't know, maybe they want to see $300,000 before they start to dump. Nobody knows that. And the only thing you can do, it's so easy and for less, is just to track Tether, because it's the only thing that's moving the market right now. Tether. If you see market cap, they are pretty new, they will go up. It is what it is. And of course, Paulo's tweets. He blocked me. So I have nice followers who are still sharing me just to see what he is tweeting. And it seems the only indicator that you need now is to check the market cap of Tether and his tweets. And then okay, in a few hours, price action will change. So if we take a look to, for example, here to futures, funding rate went up, it declined, it's declining more. I think that's the trap, I guess. So that's maybe why Paulo just tweeted the red circle, the green snake with the smiling icon, or smiley, because they are shorting, I guess, once again, and so let us liquidate all of them. That's I mean, even Casino is, in my opinion, better. It feels at least a little bit more fair, but however, I mean, some people can make money with that, as long you can cash out. It makes sense. However, if we take a look, open interest, leverage ratio, we can see that here funding rate is declining, open interest now declining with leverage ratio. So I can't see here any big change or something that would be important for us. Once again, also here, nothing big changed. Looks like a zero-sum game. And if we take a look here, for example, we can see that also here, a little bit more Bitcoins coming in than outflows. We are talking about few thousand also here, but nothing big, to be honest. If we go forward, we can see that yesterday, of course, was time to liquidate some shorts. 777 bitcoins in shorts liquidated and 544 bitcoins in longs liquidated. Open interest now pushing up, leverage ratio maintaining, and the funding rate, I would say, almost neutral, indicating we don't have any trend here at the moment. If we go forward, okay. Now we can see that many are now just longing 61 to 39. Usually I would say that's extremely bearish, but all these rules don't work anymore. You can see that even on Bitfinex, 4 millions in shorts disappeared now. Still more longs here, so yeah. And on Ethereum, it looks similar now. I mean, didn't change big since yesterday. If we take a look now here to the Kingfisher. Come on, Kingfisher. Come on, Kingfisher. Come on. Let us try again. When it takes that long, usually means it has a problem. Okay, nothing is happening here. It seems the whole site is not working. Yeah. Nice. I will break here and wait. Maybe. Now it's providing it. 10 millions? No, that's high leverage. No, it's not. What? What happened? 10 millions? We had yesterday 100 million. Just 1 week ago we had 1 billion. What is happening here? Okay, well, high leverage. Of course, everything, but that's not possible. Ah, what the hell was that? However, now we can see that, of course, we have high leverage positions on the short side and 150 millions, so 50% more than yesterday. A lot of stuff on the short side, it seems. And yeah, back to high leverage, and we can see that everything, the biggest part is at 30,000. So go up to 30,000, for example, to liquidate all of them would at least make sense if you are a centralized exchange. Now let us talk about options. So if we take a look here, we see 29,750 would be the magnet at the moment. If we break this, 130,500 would be next. The magnet for Börs would be 29.5. So indicating that would be resistance there, but the magnet is bigger. So I think we will go up to 30,500 once again and liquidate all of them, and then we need to see. I guess we will go even more up, but as mentioned. And the GEX declined a lot, but still too high. If we take a look now to options, we can see bull diagonal spread, custom strategy, short risk reversal. So it seems shorts coming in, and bull put spread. I would say let us check all these four, and we will start right now with a bull diagonal spread. So bull diagonal spread with calls, 16 positions. What is the biggest here? Here are the biggest, indicating premium US dollars. Yeah, between 30-35. So you know, they are expecting to see a price of 35k hitting end of September. So yeah, bullish, of course. So you know, we should go a little bit more up. I mean, it's bullish, but it's not 60, it's not 80. I mean, we were reading 60 just a few days ago, but however, it's bullish. Custom strategy. Let us take a look to the custom strategy. What is happening here? Oh, 33 positions, so means a lot of retail stuff. Retail. That's at least something that's not related to any retail. Multi-leg, and they have, wow, these guys are expecting until end of the year to see a price of 60k. That's what I mean. That's okay, whatever. These guys here are, yeah, also 60k, until end of the year as well. So or yeah, March 2024. However, so bullish, everything is back to bullish. Short risk reversal. Let us take a look here, and we have short risk reversal, for example. It's, you know, like a short futures. That's a similar asset or tool. We take a look here, what would be the biggest one? Oh, a lot of big ones, and they're expecting here to see a price until end of June below 25, below 25, below 25. So they are expecting a bigger correction until end of June, hitting 25 or lower. A lot of money involved here, as you see. That's something I wasn't expecting. Bull put spread, it's of course bullish. If we take a look here, that would be big here. And if we take a look, that's really interesting. They are expecting also until end of June to see a price above of 30k, but with a bottom of 24. So it's also very interesting. So indicating a range between 24 and 30k. Also very, very interesting. So they are expecting in the next 6 weeks to see a price going down, hitting 24, 25, 24, maybe even lower. And that's it. Let us go forward. So if we take a look here, we see that Binance with Tether here, well, nothing big, to be honest, from minus 60, 70 to plus 20, 90 millions, and then down almost 40, 50 millions. The aggregated even a little bit lower. BUSD, of course, lower. USD doing exactly the same. And you can see that futures declining a lot, so they are holding the price right now more with Tether, USD, and so on, but with spot mainly, while shorting more with futures. The question is if that will end if that it's going to end liquidating them, or if they are really just preparing the next, well, maybe the correction hitting 24, 25, whatever. We will see. If we take a look, BUSD here declining more. Bitfinex now lifting up a little bit, but nothing big. Bybit declining more, and Coinbase now declining. That's really interesting. What Coinbase is doing right now here, because usually it was just pushing up. Bitstamp, Kraken, Gemini, wow, these guys are doing always the same. Now we can go, here we can make a little check. We can see stablecoins in general here, a lot of green indicating they are taking profit. I don't see a lot of yellow, to be honest. Now here a little bit, but nothing big. Here with US, oh, that was Tether. Oh, that was Tether. Oh, what is happening here? Oh, I guess I need to refresh the site. Maybe takes a little bit. Come on, where's my data? Oh, I don't receive the data, it seems. Well, unfortunately. However, BUSD, but mainly nothing happening here at the moment. Maybe they are going to surprise us and go down sharply. So here also nothing big change. Retailers buying more. These guys lifted up in their balances. These guys declined. These guys, so those are the counterpart here of the market maker entity. So these guys, for example, declined now, while these guys lifted up, and this guy is not doing anything. If we take a look, wallets declining a lot, here lifting up, here lifting up. In general, retailers pushing up more, these guys pushing up more. These guys received more wallets. These guys also received more wallets, and they also receive more wallets. Okay, everyone is receiving more wallets, it seems. yeah, that's mainly it. Market maker entity sending some bitcoins, but nothing huge. And yeah, that's it. Also weights ratio here, nothing happening. Yeah, everything very unchanged since yesterday, to be honest. Only here, spot volume stabilizing in compared to futures. So also nothing big, to be honest. Let us go forward. So on Coinbase, we have here 160 bitcoins waiting at 28.7. As you see, they are reinforcing here 33k. Also, yeah, 33k. Reduced a little bit here, it seems. So I can imagine to go up once again, but we will see. You can see that they are here reinforced a lot, everything between 26.6 and 25.7. And that's mainly it. Bitstamp, BTC USD, they are waiting at 30,500, but also 32k, and even here 34. Otherwise also waiting here 26k. Binance BTC USDT, at the moment I guess that's more spoofing here, waiting here with almost 1,400 bitcoins between 29.5 and 29.8. Also here waiting at 30,400, 31, and so on and so forth. Also here they introduce more liquidity to buy. Yeah, and also here 25k now reinforcing. So maybe the option traders are right. BTC BUSD, nothing. Bitfinex, waiting here 28, but also here 31, and the maximum would be 32. Okay, spot, nothing. Kraken first, maybe. Yeah, Kraken also waiting here at 30,600. 32 would be the maximum. Removed here some liquidity and pushed more down, hitting 26.5. Bitmax, nothing. Bybit derivatives with US dollars, nothing. Here with Tether, nothing. Now Binance BTC USDT also indicating they want to push up the price. That's usually what they do. Then it's just, you know, to bring a lot of longs in positions, because that's almost the whole volume of this market. So of course with futures they can drive the market very well with spot support, and you can see that at the moment that's what they do. You know, afterwards it pushed and they flipped to bearish and they introduce more shorts, then the price goes down, and so on and so forth. That's all. They do it on both sides to maintain the price in a very tiny range. You know, that's what they did here, and then to have little corrections and then push up even more. So that would also match. BTC BUSD, here nothing. Wow. Bitfinex, wow, all these longs triggered. Now waiting here with shorts and longs at 28.4, shorts at 30,300. That's it. Kraken futures, nothing. OKEX futures, they remove here the long position at 27.7, and Deribit. And Deribit also waiting here at 31.4, but also 30,700. Remove the wall at 28, and the next big thing would be between 26 and 24. So also here would match very well to what option traders are trading at the moment. And that's it. So you can see the trend line, we bounce here different times, now maintaining. Every time we go down they start to buy, and of course if we zoom out we can see what it means. If we start to check what happened in the past, is we pushed up twice, we did our all-time high, and afterwards we dumped hard. We we can see that we got rejected here, we got rejected here and here, and now we are above, so it would make sense to go a little bit more up before, because that would be like a bull trap then. 33, that would be 32, 33 would be something like, and then sharp go down. That would make sense. Well, I guess we will maintain. It's maybe too big, but go up to 32, and then we are in that trend line here, also a very critical one, and I guess we will maintain here and then afterwards push up more. Based on what we have seen, option traders are expecting to see until end of June a price below 25k. Some of them are even shorting with options. Checking 24 would be here. It would make sense. I mean, it will take a little bit. That would be beginning of May, so reduce a little bit, go more down, and then push up, because we push up more easier than we go up. However, so that would be my scenario at the moment. We know that if we check here, Tether has printed once again money. Usually when that happens, we can see that what happened in the last 7 days, like stairs. Print more money, we pushed up. Print more money, we pushed up. We print more money, we pushed up. We print more money, we pushed up. We print more money, we pushed up. And that's what we are doing. So I guess it's going to happen once again. I would be, however, very careful, because that's the problem of this trend line. What we are trading at the moment is, if you should have sharp price moves. So if we don't go up to go 35, 36, 40k or whatever, it could flip and go down very hard. So if you're trading long, I would be careful. Well, it doesn't matter if you're trading long or short, and that's why I'm not trading. So I would be careful here, because if they go up just to create a bull trap and then sharp down hitting 24, 25k, that would be extremely painful for a lot of longs. So I would be really careful. However, that's the 1 hour time frame here, and you see that here we can see here that at the moment with deviations that we had, now we bounced here very well, and I would wait to see. We are bouncing to the upsides to 32k, and then we would go down back to 30k, and then we need the signal that we break 30k to go down, and that would be the sharp price move that could send us to 25k. So that's what I would trade, to be honest, if you're in mood to trade. Otherwise, enjoy the show. Big love. See you tomorrow. Your Inspo. Bye bye.